Hello everyone, my name is Adidayo Olumuyiwa. I'm a lecturer. I'm also the president of Dyslexia Nigeria and Africa, DNA for short. I am also the CEO of Educational Africa Consulting Limited. Today's topic is extremely important because it has some new buzzwords. These buzzwords are the latest in the global educational system, and I deem it fit, to share insights, regarding these buzzwords. So I repeat, the topic is overcoming dyslexia, from a science of reading to structured literacy instructions. Science of reading to structured literacy instructions. But before I go into revealing the themes, the themes and the tips that I have for today's topic, I think it is important for me to quickly chip in this. Presently, my organization, with some of its ingenious team members, we are currently training teachers on something that is so innovative and groundbreaking. It is called Masterclass in Educational Neuroscience. This is the course outline. As you can see, it contains 25 groundbreaking topics that consist of everything that a school owner, that an educator, that someone who is in the College of Education or in the university and who is aspiring to be a teacher needs to know. Things that parents need to know. Items like or difficulties like dyslexia, dyscalculia, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, slow learners. What is the neuroscience or the neurobiology behind slow learners? In fact, we've gone beyond the common specific learning difficulties. Presently, we have interventions, and some of our topics also cover the neurodivergent learners, or students or kids, like the autistic learners, like maybe children or students with Down syndrome or with developmental uh, disorder like cerebral palsy, etc. So if you know you're interested in this training, please just drop a comment. I will definitely reach out to you. So now back to today's topic, dyslexia. Dyslexia is one of the neurological difficulties that affect or that prevents an individual from mastering a reading. It hinders one from achieving what is called a reading development and growth. At times, or most times, it is unexpected. There are some individuals that you see, you discover that, yeah, this person can speak fluently. This person looks extremely intelligent, but when it comes to reading or spelling, most of them will find it difficult to really express themselves through writing. And presently, it is one of the leading specific learning difficulties in the global education system. In Israel, for example, there was a research that was conducted, and they discovered that about 75% of prisoners in Israel are dyslexic. In the United States, it's about 50%. And I strongly believe that in Nigeria, the figure should be higher than that. Dyslexia affects about 20% of the population of any country, and that is why today in some education-oriented countries like the United States, like the United Kingdom, they have dyslexia legislations, dyslexia laws, that make it compulsory for educational leaders to specially address the academic plight of the dyslexic populace. So, and we have basically there are two types of dyslexia. We have the developmental and the acquired dyslexia. I think I've shot some other videos that talk in detail, that reveals in-depth information about dyslexia, the types of dyslexia, etc. And what are some of the maybe marked or prevalent symptoms of dyslexia? One is the fact that they find it very difficult to decode. They have what Professor Kilpatrick, Professor David Kilpatrick refers to as phonological core deficit. They find it very difficult to understand the fact that letters, okay, they are just mere symbols, and behind these symbols are sounds. So the next thing then another symptom has to do with the fact that the dyslexic, whenever it comes to reading aloud or asking them to come and stand in the maybe in the front of the class to read, they find it frustrating. They find anything that has to do with print offensive, and that's why they always look frustrated when it comes to reading. Their spellings are extremely deplorable. Okay, these are just some of the symptoms of dyslexia. Then the next item, or the next thing that the next theme that I strongly believe I should address has to do with the science of reading. Okay, what is the science of reading? Okay, the science of reading is one of the newest buzzwords in global education, like I stated initially. It has to do with the fact that researches upon researches, data, okay, there are numerous literature on the science of reading, and this body of knowledge has really accumulated, and researchers, especially reading researchers, reading scientists and others, they've been telling the global education sector that there's a connection between the brain and reading, that we human beings, we are born to speak, but we are not born to read. And that is why reading, okay, has a kind of connection with the brain, just like a language. And that the language architecture is somehow already laid down, or we are predetermined, or we are predisposed to actually speak, but we are not predisposed to write. And that is why you see that for you and I who know how to read, okay, naturally we have three circuits in our brains. Okay, we have three circuits in our brains, but for those dyslexic and those maybe early readers or beginning readers or struggling readers, they don't have these three circuits that I'm showing to you. They have what? They just have just one. They only try to use, okay, the right side of their brain, especially the broadcast area for reading. So the science of reading, okay, that one of the themes of the science of reading has to do with the fact that dyslexia is a neurological, okay, disorder, just because people who are dyslexic, okay, have their brains are wired differently, and that there are interventions that are brain inspired that I'm going to be revealing to us, okay, in the course of this training. So simply, the science of reading has to do with the fact that there is science to reading, that we don't need to guess, we don't need to use our intuition. The data is there for us to really explore. Yes, this is another a competent or a skilled reader's brain, according to one of the leading reading researchers in the world. Okay, her name is Professor Sally Shewitz of Yale University. Okay, she gave the world, okay, this data that whoever knows how to read has what? Those three circuits, just like the one that I showed us that belongs to another leading reading light, okay, in the field of reading research. His name is Professor Dehaene Stanislas. He's a Frenchman, a cognitive neuroscientist par excellence. Then the next theme that I want to really shed more light on is what is called structured, okay, learning. And what is structured learning? Structured learning has a connection, okay, with the science of reading. Okay, it consists of elements such like phonemic, okay, awareness, phonological awareness, things like orthography, things like morphology, syntax, semantics, phonics, etc. So the structural literacy has to do with the fact that to be able to take a child who is a beginner reader, struggling reader, dyslexic reader, etc., to be able to make them acquire a reading ability, that there are things that an individual or that a school system or that an educational system needs to be aware of. And those things are things I just mentioned, and those things are part and parcel of what is called a structured literacy, or structured literacy. So the next point that I want to really shed more light on has to do with the fact that in the United States around 2001, there is a professor. Her name is Professor Hollis Scarborough. She developed this, what is called the Americas, or the educational reading rope. The reading rope has to do with, it contains information just like language comprehension, word recognition, etc. I've studied this woman, or we in our organization we've studied everything that this one has to really offer the education sector. And in Canada too, Dr. Nancy Young came up with her own rope, but she called it the ladder of reading. Can you see it? This is the ladder of reading. So we've studied some of the best and leading brains in the field of reading research. It is based on that we developed a new concept, not for only Nigerians, not for only African educators, but for the world at large. This is called the reading and writing staircase. The reading and writing staircase, it contains 21 reading rules and intervention. It contains what? 21 reading rules and intervention. Everything that an educator, everything that a reading coach, everything that a school owner needs in order to help the dyslexic kid or learner, in order to be able to help the beginning reader, those who are still at the kindergarten stage, nursery stage, everything that a school owner, an educator, a parent needs in order to help his or her words, to help his or a learner, so that that learner will be able to do what? To acquire a reading ability, or become proficient in reading, has been covered in our own 21 reading rules and interventions. Like if you look at this, the course that I told you about, if you register for it, we are going to teach you the 21 rules, the 21 reading rules and intervention, so that in your practice, if you're somebody who owns a school, if you're a school administrator, if you come across a child who is finding it very difficult to read, all you need to do is to follow what are the 21 reading rules and intervention. This reading rule consists of ideas from Professor Hollis Scarborough, from Professor Sally Sherwitz, from Dr. Nancy Young, from the International Dyslexia Association, from the Reading Rocket, from the Orton Gillingham instruction, from Linda Mood instruction. It is a combination of all insight from all these champions of reading that we're able to do what? To develop our own concept called the reading and writing staircase. We've also integrated ideas from Harvard University professor of neuroscience. Her name is Professor Nadine Gabb. We've gotten insight from experts in brain science. People like Professor Jeff Lichtman of Harvard University. We've gathered ideas inside from Stanford University Dyslexia department. We've gathered ideas from UK leading Center for Educational Neuroscience. So it is based on this that we came up with this groundbreaking and innovative concept called the reading and writing staircase. Everything you can see from developmental and background knowledge, phonology, phonics, Montessori and music model, vocabulary, semantics, orthographic mapping, native language instruction, sight words, syllabification. There's no idea that an individual needs in order to be able to help a beginning reader, a struggling reader, a poor reader, a dyslexic reader, that has not been covered in our own 21 rules of reading, 21 rules or rules of reading, okay, and writing intervention, or 21 reading rules and intervention. So I'm going to really implore you, okay, to share this video. It is important that we build a continent and a cosmos, okay, of readers. Share this video, please. If you have any questions, drop your questions. I will definitely respond to your questions. And hopefully I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.